Hello Darts Nuts, I'm going to review a set of the Target Phil Taylor 9.5 darts. I got these from puredarts.co.uk. They cost £63.98. I actually got these when they first came out, but when I broke my hand I couldn't play, so I finally got round to reviewing them, and I'm sure a lot of people have already come across the darts and seen Phil Taylor playing with them on TV by now, so you're probably quite familiar with the darts. As you can see, it comes in the Target standard packaging. They're a 95% tungsten dart, which is why they're called 9.5, and it also has the pixel grip, which was developed by Target. And there's a couple of different editions. You've got a titanium shaft, which has got a replaceable aluminium top, and there's a newly designed Target Taylor Flight. And unlike the Unicorn Phase 5 darts, these come in 3 different weights. There are 22, 24 and 26, but we'll talk more about that in a minute. You don't get a case with the darts. Would be nice if you did get a case, especially considering the darts are over 60 quid, but there you go. That's usually the case with the Target darts. You don't get a case. And the leaflet on the back of the box, you've got a guarantee of the weight, which I think that says 24.1 grams. And as you can see, that's basically all you get is the barrels, the titanium shafts with the screw-on aluminium tops, and the Taylor Flights. These little aluminium tops look like they've got a tiny rubber o-ring fitted. We'll have a close look at that. And the shafts themselves have got a little o-ring pre-fitted. When I first got the darts, I had a quick look at them, and the first thing that I noticed was how much of the dart had been drilled out. Now that's probably, it looks about 2 centimeters, so it's quite a bit drilled out from the back of the dart. And this is a Unicorn Phase 5 Taylor Rosso dart, 26 gram, and there's not much drilled out at all, just the usual amount on that. Now the two barrels together, very similar in size. There's not a great deal of difference. The Rosso dart looks to be slightly longer, and the grip on the Rosso seems to go a little bit further down than on the Target dart. But on the Target dart you've got the little blue notches on the nose, and then you've got the pixel grip. But I actually think the grip on the Rosso is a much grippier grip than the pixels on this 9.5 dart. When the Carrera darts first came out, I reviewed the C3, and because I grip on the nose of the barrel on the C3, all the pixels were close together, and it felt grippy to me on that particular barrel. But I can't really feel the effect of the pixels as much on this because they're wider spaced. So I think this thin style ring grip on the Phase 5 is that little bit grippier. But we'll have a close look at the dart now. Right, here's the close look at the Target 9.5 Taylor darts. As you can see, it comes fitted with a silver point. It's a kind of a bullet shaped dart, and it's got notches in the front on the nose, but I can't really feel them, to be honest, not in my grip. I can only feel them if I dig my skin. I can feel the edges a little bit, but I think there's some kind of a grip there, but it's not overly effective, I wouldn't say. As you can see, it's a nice looking dart. I do like the blue colour that they've put into the pixels and the notches. Gives the dart a nice look. But I wouldn't say it was overly grippy. I'd only say that was probably a medium grip. Maybe just a high medium at the most. I remember on the C3 Carrera darts, the pixel grip at the front of the barrel felt much grippier than this, and I think it's because when the pixels are wider spaced, you don't feel the effect of the edges so much. As you can see, it's got the Power 95 logo or writing and the Taylor name, but can't see no Taylor signature on the barrels. And it's got a lightning strike on the titanium shaft, which is like a new Power logo. It's a little bit of blue anodizing or titanium coating on the edge of the barrel, and these titanium shafts, they feel very light. They're fitted with a rubber O-ring, but in all honesty, I can't really see the point in having a titanium shaft and then put a replaceable aluminium top on. Just seems a bit kind of gimmicky, to be honest, because aluminium's nowhere near as strong as the titanium. But we'll see how they perform when we throw them. I do like the look of the flights. Like, they have quite a unique design. They look very slim though, so it'll be interesting to see how they work for me, because I usually don't get on well with slim flights. I think that's kind of transparent as well, that bit in the middle. Yeah, you can see my finger through it. Overall, it does look a nice dart. I just think the fact that Target have come out with 3 weights, but they're all the same dimensions, and they've just drilled out the back of the dart, kind of seems a little bit lazy to me. I would have liked to have seen some different dimensions of the barrels to suit the weight of the dart, but having said that, it might work out better for me because I'm a front gripper, so the balance of the dart should be more to the front with this 24-gram version. Alright, I'll put a detailed close-up now with all the measurements on so you can have a good look at it. Right, here's a close look at the Phil Taylor 9.5 24-gram darts. It's got a 30mm point. There's a tapered nose, and the front section has got little notches etched into the barrel, and that's around 11.43mm wide. And then you start on the ringed pixel grip, and that's around 15.17mm wide. And the rear section of the barrel is smooth and it tapers toward the end of the barrel, and that is 14.5mm wide. Overall length is 41.1mm and the width is 7.8mm. Right, I'm just going to measure the barrels. I'll also measure the Rosso barrel just to see what the difference is. So the 24-gram Power 9.5s are 41.23mm long, and the widest point looks just around about that start of the pixel grip, so that says 7.82. So let's have a look on the Rossos. So the Rossos are 41.09. I thought they looked a little bit longer before. And the width is 7.75. So let's have a look at that. Yeah, there's not much in it, like. So here's a slight difference in the dimensions, like, but it's not a great deal. Let's see what the barrels weigh. That one is 24.2 grams. And that one is 24.21, so that's really good. And that one is 24.16, so it's pretty closely matched, and the whole setup as it is supplied is 26.44 grams. Alright, let's try the balance point. I'm going to try the balance of the Rosso dart as well, just as a comparison. Now, with the fact that this is drilled out, it should be a front balance. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty much the balance point of this 24 gram. Definitely towards the front. Let's see what the Rosso is. Might not be a great deal of difference because it's a torpedo, kind of a bullet shape in any case. It's a little bit closer to the centre with the Rosso though. Let's see what the balance of the full setup is. Obviously it's going to move a little bit, but because these are very light shafts, it might not move as much as what you might imagine. I think this table's a bit wobbly, I'm going to have to sort it. Yeah, so with the supplied setup it moves a bit closer to the middle, but it's still probably slightly to the front of centre, I would say. I think if you had bigger flights it would probably change. And these stems, they're not very long stems. I'll just see if I can compare them to my nylons. That's a medium stem, so it's definitely not a medium. It looks as if it's going to be, so it could be like a tweeny size, because that's a short stem and that's an extra short stem, so I think these are probably a tweeny size stem. I don't have any tweeny nylons, so can't compare them to that. Alright, so that's the look at the darts. Like I say, I got these from puredarts.co.uk and they're £63.98, but we're also going to be giving these away in our match play competitions, so if you check out on the forum and join in the competition, you've got a chance to win these darts. And there'll also be 2 other sets of darts going up for prizes. So let's give them a throw and see how they go. I'm holding the darts just, it's kind of like half on the smooth part of the nose and half on the pixel grip. Maybe a little bit more on the pixel grip. The grip itself, it's got a fair amount of grip to it. You can feel the edges of this pixel grip. It's not as grippy as when the pixels are closer together, I don't think, but it's probably a high medium of grip. I dare say it'll probably wear down when the edges are smoothed off. The only thing I'm not 100% sure about at the moment is these flights. The darts seem to be landing in a bit of an angle like that. Whether it's the flights, I don't know. I'll give a few more throws and I might try some standard shape. Kind of weird with these. I don't know if it's the darts or the flights or whether I'm just having a weird kind of a throw, like an off throw, but they seem to be flying upwards. I don't know why. These are really small flights though. I'm used to quite a big standard shape flight. Might just take some getting used to these little flights. But the darts are going high and they're also seem to be landing at a bit of an angle. I'll have a few more throws, see if I can get used to it. I'm going to change the stems and flights. I'm going to put some medium nylons and standard shape flights on, see if that makes a difference. Right, I've changed the stems for some medium nylons and standard shape flights. Just see whether that makes any difference. If not, then it could be the balance of the darts and also the fact that I'm useless at throwing them. Well, it's quite a difference already. It's kind of strange because you would expect the dart to be more floaty with that than it would the others, but then again that could be why the others are skipping up in the air. That shaft is a bit knackered, but it seemed to fly a little bit better there. Certainly flying through the air better, and before they seemed to be more horizontal in the board with those very small flights. Now they're a little bit tail up, which is like what my dart normally lands, so it's probably to do with my throw and not liking those little flights that they come with. Yeah, they fly a lot better with this setup. Well, actually they're flying quite nicely. I think as well, with my throw being kind of a loopy kind of a throw, I think the fact that these are drilled out quite a lot, they're coming up with my normal throw, and that balance there is working better because it's got most of the weight around here. But I do need the right flight and shaft setup for my particular throw. Alright, that'll do for them. I'm not going to play with them too much because they're going to be for a prize on our 2014 World Match Play competition, so I don't want to get them marked. I want to try and keep them as new as possible. But I do think they work a lot better for me personally with the medium stems and standard flights. I have that kind of a gentle throw really. I don't throw the darts too hard, so I think I need that extra floatiness that the bigger flight provides. And they're quite nice through the air once I've got the hang of them, so quite pleasantly surprised. Can't use them little flights at all. I think they're more suitable for obviously the likes of Taylor, whose throw is, it's just pin sharp. He's got it down to a perfection, but even he is having some problems with them, and then I think he's had a bit of a change recently. Some people who have faster throws, harder throws, might get away with those little flights, but they're not for me. So that's the end of the review. Thanks for watching.